Everybody's used to seeing that part, I think. Okay. Are you sure? Okay. All right, so we do have new people who are not new to yoga, and this is what I'll say. If I'm doing a pose that you know an easier version of or a more challenging version of, by all means, you take this practice to the level that you want to do, and always make it your own, okay? So welcome. I'm so happy to see everybody. Sherry, I cannot even imagine. I'm so happy that you're here. All right. So we are going to begin by just focusing on the sound of our breath and just trying to quiet our minds and bringing our awareness, our presence to this moment on our mat. Deepen the breath. So as you inhale, maybe you can start to count. Match your count as you exhale. And we'll bring both hands together at our heart center. Let the chin sink to the chest and set an intention for your practice this evening. Really just focusing on what you hope to get out of your time on the mat. Lifting the head, we'll have both hands come down alongside. Right ear will tilt towards the right shoulder. And we're gonna lift that left arm up so it's level and flex the fingers. So bring those hands like you're pushing that wall away from you, the opposite wall. And release the left hand down. Left ear goes to the left shoulder. We'll lift that right arm up. And the same thing, flex the hand. And bring the head up to center. Both hands will come up behind the ears. And we'll draw the elbows together and make big circles here. And we'll go in the opposite direction. Open nice and wide with a big inhale, and as you exhale, we'll roll back on the tailbone, draw the elbows together. Inhale, sit up tall, open the chest, maybe look up. Exhale, roll back. Inhale up, and exhale. Inhale up. and back up to neutral. As we release the hands down to the mat, switch which foot you have in front. Left hand will stay planted and our right hand will reach up and over for our side stretch. Relaxing that left elbow, lengthening the right side. Stretch the right hand towards the wall. And as we sit up, that right hand will come directly to the left knee into a spinal twist. Our left hand will come either behind you or maybe even wrap around your back, grabbing the inside of your right thigh. As you release the bind, the left arm will cross over the right. Exhale into a forward fold. Rolling back up to a seated position, we'll lift the arms still crossed up. That right elbow is going to bend all the way so the left arm can wrap around until the palms touch, lifting those elbows to be in line with the shoulders. If this is too much on either the wrists or the shoulders, you can always do our bear hug. Still make sure you're holding those elbows up. Untangle those eagle arms. Our right hand will stay on the mat. Left hand reaches up and over for side stretch. Exhale, relax towards the mat. Lengthening the left hand towards the wall. Sit up right into our spinal twist to the right. That left hand's on the right knee. Right hand is either behind us or wrapped all the way around, grabbing the inside of the left thigh. Releasing the bind, the right hand is going to come all the way on top of the left to grab that left knee. Exhale, forward fold. Roll back up, lift the arms up. Left elbow bends, wrap the right arm around, lifting your elbows in line with the shoulders. Release the bind. If you want to shake out the arms a bit, we're going to extend the feet, keeping the soles of the feet flat on the earth, as far away from the body as you can get them. Exhale, we'll melt over the thighs into a forward fold. Let the neck hang heavy. Roll up to a seated position. Straighten those legs all the way into a staff pose. Try to tilt the pelvis forward as much as you can, activating those hamstrings, and we'll flex the toes here. Draw the right knee in, and we'll cross the right ankle over that left thigh into a figure four. Draw that left heel in towards the body. We're gonna lift our hips up into a reverse tabletop. So try to get flat here. And release the hips back down to the earth. Now instead of doing our usual where we pull it in and get a good stretch that way, this way we're going to interlace the fingers behind that left thigh and straighten that left leg into a figure 4 boat. And you can release first the left foot and then the right foot. Straightening both legs, staff pose. Flex the toes, exhale, forward fold. Try to just surrender and release a little with every exhale. Rolling up to a seated position, draw the left leg in. And let the left ankle cross over the right thigh, our figure 4 on this side. Which I guess only one is technically a 4, unless you're dyslexic. Just saying. Right, Oz? Right. Okay, we'll lean back, draw that right foot in, push the hips up towards tabletop. And release the hips back down to the earth. Interlace the fingers behind that right thigh and straighten that right leg out. Releasing the right foot down, swing your legs around, and we're going to come to a tabletop position where you're on all fours. Your wrists are lined up with the shoulders, your knees are lined up with the hips. Go right into your cat-cow breaths. As you inhale, drop the belly, open the chest, look forward into your cow. Exhale, tuck in the tailbone and the chin, arching your back into cat. Inhale, return to cow. And just go back and forth at your own pace, following your breath. We'll do one more complete set and meet in a flat back. And go right into barrel rolls. So think about your rib cage going over to the right side and then down through the center, over to the left and up. So just make some nice big circles with the rib cage. And we'll go in the opposite direction. And back to neutral. Extend that right leg long and lift it up. Keeping the elbows straight, so we don't want them to go out. We're gonna lean forward and up. Lift your left hand up and down. Push up, up, left hand and down. 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and bring that right leg out to the side. Left hand will reach up to the sky, and we'll come through, thread the needle under the right arm, tap the shoulder down, lift back up, and up. 2, 3, 4, and on this 5th one, we'll rest on the shoulder. That right hand can either go to the top of your mat, or maybe wrap around, grabbing the inside of that left thigh. And untwist, pushing back up to your tabletop, draw the right leg in. Extend your left leg out, lift it up. We'll go down to our push-up. Press up, lift the right arm, and return to neutral. And push up 2, 3, 4, and 5. Left foot comes out to the side. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Thread it under, tap that shoulder down to the mat. Come right back up. 1, 2, and here's our 5th one. On the 5th one, go all the way through and stay. Left hand can reach to the top of the mat, or wrap around, grabbing the inside of that right thigh. Untangle, we'll press our way back up, and turn that left leg in, tabletop position. Walk the hands forward, and we're gonna roll ourselves all the way down to the belly, finding our way to Sphinx pose. Our shoulders are actively pressing away from the earth. If this is straining your back, you can always slide those elbows forward and work your way to get the elbows lined up with the shoulders. And we're gonna make circles with the neck. The Sphinx is the most gentle version of the back bend. So when I say back bend of choice, this is one of your options. Go in the opposite direction. And as we bring the chest down to the mat, slide the hands back alongside the rib cage. Elbows again are going to stay pressing in. Shoulders are down as we press our way up to a cobra. This is the next level of a back bend. Relax your way back down to the mat. Inhale, press up to cobra. Exhale, float back down to the mat. And last one, press up to your cobra. Draw your hips up this time. We'll tuck the toes and lift the hips all the way to the ceiling in a downward facing dog. It's our first one, so we're gonna walk out the backs of the legs here. Press one heel in at a time. Just try to get stretched out and feeling good. Once you do start feeling comfortable, you can start to find your stillness and really sink into your downward facing dog. Those shoulders are still actively pressing away from the earth. Your ears are right in line with your upper arm. You're tilting the pelvis forward like we did when we were sitting in our staff pose. And you're pressing the heels towards the earth. Soften the knees, walk the feet up to the hands, and we're gonna hang out in our ragdoll. So thighs, our chest is resting, I should say, on our thighs, and our head just hangs loose. You can keep your hands on the earth if you want to keep it stable, or you can grab opposite elbows. Releasing the hands, bend the knees deeply, and we'll begin to roll our way up to mountain pose. In mountain pose, you try to just really go with the energy that's flowing around your body. As it flows down our backs, we want to make sure the tailbone is tucked under. As we make our way to the earth, our roots, make sure all four corners of the feet have equal weight. The energy's flowing up the fronts. Activate the thighs, and we lift up off of the knees. That brings us to our core. Engage that. That's your stability and balance. And our shoulders are pressing down and back. Inhale both hands all the way up. Our right hand will come to the waist. The left hand is going to reach up and over. Your hips will probably lean towards the left to offset your lean here. And we'll come back up to center. Left hand to the hip. Right hand can reach up and lean towards the left. Back up to center, both hands down. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, swan dive into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, planting your hands into your mat. Then we'll step back to a downward facing dog. Shift your weight slightly to that left foot so you can lift the right leg up into a three-legged dog. Draw that knee into the nose, and we're going to swing the foot in between the hands into a low lunge. Make sure that the knee is in line with the ankle. Give your foot a scooch forward if you need to. And once you feel comfortable with your balance, drop your back knee, and we'll lift up to our crescent lunge. Right hand will come to the waist, left hand will reach up and over. And now we're going to make a half circle here. So we'll reach forward and around, and come back up, and around. That's 2. Last one. both hands will come down alongside the feet. Shift our weight back for our half split. Now, when we do the half split this time, I want you to keep the sole of your foot on the mat. So that probably means you're gonna have a slight bend to that knee, but maybe scooch that foot forward a bit. Just like we did when we were sitting in our staff pose. See how far you can get it. And now when we flex the toe, straighten out that leg a bit. Lean forward, bending the knee. Lean into it. And stretch back, flex. Lean forward, up. So it's a much less movement than we usually do, but it's a lot deeper also. Just because Hadley's making me. If anybody wants to try to go into your full split, we've been working on them. Megan, you should have heard her cheer for me. It was so cute. All right, go ahead and draw that leg back into our tabletop. Hands are planted, tuck those toes, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Shifting our weight to the right foot, lift that left leg up. Three-legged dog. Draw the knee into the nose. Swing your foot through for your low lunge. Once you have your balance, drop your back knee, and we'll lift up to a crescent lunge. Left hand comes down to the waist. And we're going to lean over to the left. And again, we're going to make those half circles. So as we lean, we come out to the front, around to the side, and back up through center, over to the left. That's one. And this is three. Four. One more. And we'll come back up to center. Left hand will join the right. Both hands come down on opposite sides of that left foot. As we shift our weight to that right leg, slide that left foot as forward as you can towards that half split, keeping a slight bend in the knee. And as we shift our weight back, we're going to come onto the heel of the front foot. And then shift forward and back. Nice and gentle movements. Do what your body needs or can do. Try one more. And then again, if you want to try a full split. Turning first to tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the hips up, our downward facing dog. We're going to do a vinyasa flow. You can do your version of it. I'll do the first level this first time. As we exhale, I'm going to go back to my tabletop and lower to the mat. Inhale up to cobra or sphinx. Exhale. Press my way back up to downward facing dog. Bending the knees deeply. We're gonna look to the top of the mat and make your way there any way you want. You can make those small steps we just made, maybe make a bigger step, hop, maybe a full jump. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to the flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. And we'll bring our hands through heart center. Open up alongside you with palms facing forward. Mountain pose. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Step back to a downward facing dog. Shifting your weight to the left foot. You'll lift that right leg, three-legged dog. Draw the knee to the nose, and this time swing the foot in between the hands to come up to a high lunge. So maybe not as far as when you do the low lunge. Feet still stay parallel. You want to try to watch that front knee, that it doesn't go in front of that ankle. Hands come up when you have your balance. We're going to pivot the back foot and open up to a warrior two. So the whole body is shifting to face the long side of the mat. Our weight is centered. Our front knee stays over the ankle. We're going to straighten the front leg and reach forward and then down for a pyramid. So pretend like you're in between two walls and you're trying to make sure the shoulders stay, that you can fit through there. And we'll come back up through center into a cup. A reverse triangle, that's what it is. So left hand's down that left leg, right hand is reaching up to the sky. Heart with both hands down to the mat, and we're going to push off with our back foot into a half moon. So you can either stay with both hands on the mat, that left leg is parallel to the earth, or maybe you can go into a balance with just your right hand down. Bring that left hand down. We'll take a big step back, finding our low lunge. And bring that right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Shift your weight to the right foot, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Draw the knee towards the nose, swing the foot through, lift to your high lunge. Pivot the back foot to open to a warrior two. Straighten your left leg. We're going to reach out in front of that leg until you can't anymore. And the left hand will come down. You can even keep it on the shin if you need to, or the thigh, or use your core. Come right back up through center. The legs stay straight. Right hand down that right leg, left hand into your back space. And as we cartwheel the hands down to the mat, We're gonna push off with the right foot, lifting into a half moon on this side. Again, you can keep both hands down if you want, or go into balance, lifting the right hand up to the sky. Lower the right hand down, soften that front knee so you can come to your low lunge. And then we'll bring that left foot back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Again, your version of the vinyasa flow. I showed you level 1. Do that if you liked it. If you want to try level 2, as we exhale, we're going to lower our knees and do a half plank, right? Inhale up to a back bend of your choice. Exhale, press your way back up to downward facing dog. Bend both knees deeply, look to the top of your mat, make your way there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, stand all the way up. And hands come through the heart center and open up alongside, mountain pose. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, planting the hands. Step back to your downward facing dog. Shift your weight to the left foot, lift that right leg up. Three-legged dog. Draw your knee to the nose. And as we swing your foot through, we're gonna go back to that low lunge again, so all the way through. Drop the back knee. We're gonna pivot that left foot, straightening the leg, coming into a gate pose. So we're gonna twist towards the straightened leg, and our left hand is gonna come to that right foot. The right arm will open up into a twist. If you want that left hand in front of you, if your balance is a little wonky tonight, you can do that. And we're gonna come back up to neutral. Again, right hand down, that right leg, into that gate pose. All the way through center, left hand down to the mat. Lift that right foot, right hand reaches up and over. Really engage the bottom rib cage. Stay here or bend that right knee and find the bind. Straighten it out. Back up to neutral. Heart over the hands. Back down to the front. Lift the back knee. Our left hand will stay planted. The right hand will reach up to the sky. Spinal twist. Right hand comes down to the mat. Bring your right foot back. Downward facing dog. Shift your weight to the right foot. Lift that left leg up. Three-legged dog. Draw the knee to the nose, swing your foot all the way through, low lunge. Drop the back knee, pivoting the right foot off of the mat. Straighten that left leg, up to neutral. We're gonna turn towards the left leg. Right hand, again, if you need your balance, can come in front, or it grabs that left ankle. Open up. So we're in a spinal twist here. Left hand is up to the sky. And come back up to neutral. Left hand down, that left leg, right hand up. Gate pose. And right hand all the way down to the earth. Lift the left foot up. And if you want, you can go into a bind. Extend into your balance. We'll come back up to neutral. Cartwheel both hands to the top of the mat. Straighten out that right foot. Lift the back knee. Right hand stays planted. Lift that left hand up to the sky. Left hand comes down to the mat. Bring the left foot back to meet the right. Downward facing dog. You do your version of the vinyasa flow, either 1 or 2, or the third version looks like this. As you exhale, you chaturanga towards the earth. Press your way up to up dog. And exhale, press your way into downward facing dog. Let's drop both knees, tabletop position, toes touch, walk the knees as wide as the mat, sink the hips back to the heels, and rest your forehead into a child's pose. If you want to bring the hands down alongside, you can always do that. Whatever feels more restful, you can even stack them underneath the forehead here. Whatever feels good tonight. And walk the hands back to the body so we're sitting up onto our heels. And interlace the fingers, roll out the wrists. And you can swing those legs around. Start out in an easy pose here. Right hand reaches up, pat yourself on the back. You did so good. And the left hand can either just deepen your stretch, or if you want to go into your open cow face, the left hand reaches up the back to see if your fingers can touch behind you. Release the hands, open up wide. We'll go opposite, the left hand is up. Right hand reaches up the back. Left hand pats yourself on the back, unless you want to do the version that has the deeper stretch. Release the bind. Bring the soles of the feet together. And you can either just do your forward fold here, or if you want to do that bind we've been doing, the hands go underneath the calves, wrap around, and exhale, relax into your forward fold. Roll back up to your seated position. Extend both legs into a straddle. Left hand is across the body, right hand reaches up and over, side stretch. Don't let that right hip pull up off of the earth. we'll come up to center and go in the opposite direction. Back up to center. Hands come in the front. And whatever feels good. If you want to just stay upright today and just really get into that, tilting the pelvis forward, if that feels good, and you just want to stay here, by all means, or you can go as far as feels good. Walk the hands back, draw the feet together, and keeping the feet planted, we'll roll down onto our backs. Planting the left foot, lift that right foot up to the sky, and we'll begin with ankle circles. Go in the opposite direction. Rest that right foot on top of the left thigh. Arms will come out to the sides in a big T to anchor us and allow both legs to fall over to the left. If it's comfortable, you can look over your right shoulder. Head comes back up and bring the legs up. Plant that right foot. Left foot goes up to the sky, ankle circles. Go in the opposite direction. Left foot rests on the right thigh. Let both legs fall over to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Head comes up to neutral first and then draw the legs. Let the left foot plant on the earth as well. Walk the feet as close to the body as you can get them, a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Tuck the pelvis, so do opposite that we've been doing through our practice, and really press that lower back into your mat. And then draw the hips up off of the mat, pressing the hands in there to help with the supported bridge. Slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. Straighten first one leg and then the other as wide as the mat. Rotate the palms so that they're facing up. As we come into corpse pose for Shavasana, if you like to add anything to this part of your practice to make it more comfortable, now's the time to do that. Make yourself cozy, comfy. We'll take a cleansing breath in through the nose and cleansing breath out through the mouth. Invite that deep relaxation through the body, visualizing it as we travel up, starting with the toes. Relax the feet. Relax the calves. Relax the thighs. Relax the hands. Relax the arms. Relax the shoulders. Relax the neck. Press your tongue to the roof of the mouth as you release the jaw. Relax the muscles of the face. fingers and your toes, inviting gentle movement back into the body. And if it's comfortable, you can roll to one side, cradling your head with your arm. Yoga can be a very humbling practice. It shows you where every single weakness you have in your body, every single tightness, every injury, you feel it all as you go through your practice. But if you stick with it and you continue to do your yoga, you also find your perseverance, your determination, and ultimately your strength as you make progress, and every single time you go just a little bit further. So remember to not fixate on our shortcomings, but to know that there's always that flip side, and to look for the growth and the improvements that you've made, not only in your practice, but in your life. Think about the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. Invite that intention with you off of your mat, and let it be a part of your daily life. Let it remind you of this feeling. Let it be your accountability or just your inspiration. Whenever you're ready or it feels right, that you could join me in a seated position. I would say that yoga is also humbling in that you know that when you come here versus when you leave, you never ever feel the same. And that's always a very humbling practice, and it's only because of the people you practice with. So, thank you. Thank you for coming this evening. Thank you for making a difference and letting me be a part of your practice. I can't tell you how much I love that, how much it means to me, so thank you. And until we see each other again, namaste.